right, welcome to another episode of Inside the Director's Studio. I'm your host, Will Rompala, here at Footlighters Theater. I'm here with the director of Bye Bye Birdie, our closing musical for our 2011-2012 season here at Footlighters, Carmen Rossi. Carmen, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So I wanted to have some time to talk about Bye Bye Birdie. I knew this was something that you had chosen over a year ago. What were you thinking? What made you choose this one, and what were you thinking when you were picking it out?
It's actually one of my, I guess, childhood dreams. I actually grew up listening to it in my parents' child care center. They introduced us to a lot of music, and I always loved the show. I used to go around as a kid singing a lot of the songs from it, and when I got the opportunity to direct it, I jumped right on it and was very on board to do it.
Really connects some of those childhood dreams and all the way up to making it a reality now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you had the opportunity to pick it and start thinking about your staging questions or your interpretation of the play, what were you thinking? How did you, without giving too much away, because people are going to be coming to see this? Bye Bye Birdie it's a play that allows a lot of interpretation, a lot of either poodle skirts, or you want to do something different. I mean, what was your vision for the production that you wanted to bring to it?
Well, obviously, a lot of people, when they hear about Bye Bye Birdie, their first inkling is to think of the Bye Bye Birdie with Dick Van Dyke, Janet Leigh, and Anne Margaret, which was totally just basically made for them to act. But actually, Dick Van Dyke and had done it on Broadway, and it's completely different. So the songs are the same. There's some new songs that people aren't very familiar with. So my interpretation was that, to keep the same realization of the movie and the script of the Broadway script, so it didn't seem like a complete strange thing when people were used to the movie came to see it. It was still a lovable Bye Bye Birdie that they have grown up with and seen. Everyone older than I have grown up with Anne Margaret, so
right.
I know that. So
I've seen the set designs, and I was blown away by the use of color and minimalism and sort of abstract shapes. Can you tell me a little bit about that collaboration? How the set designer and how did you come together with that type of very interesting staging?
Right. When I got together with my set designer, Jason Kramer, we kind of had the idea of bright colors, but again, abstract to the point where the stage is minimal, but could be used for everything. Mm-hmm. You're not just pinpointed into one little area or one big area and then have a huge scene change or whatnot. So our idea was that it was an easy stage. That the actors would actually invite the audience into where they are, wherever they are, whether they're in like a train station or at the home. The props and their talent would bring, the audience to know where they are and what they're doing. And also, like I said, Jason Kramer is a very talented set designer, so he made it so there's different levels to everything. There's just colors everywhere. And it's just a bright set.
It reminds me of some of the golden age Hollywood large-scale sort of stage shows with dancing and people all over the stage in multiple tiers, and I got an opportunity to take a look at one of the rehearsals, and it really was reminiscent of that. It came home almost like a Follies almost. People everywhere, and they're at different tiers, so you can see everybody, you can see what they're doing, and they must be having a blast.
Oh yeah, my cast. I am very blessed with my cast. They're a very talented bunch of individuals, and when they're up there, they just have fun. And like I said, with the movement and the set, it allows them to be more, I guess colorful is the term for it. Just making everything come together and everything like that. So.
And the splashes of color by the costumes, the splashes of color in the set itself. Again, not giving too much away, but I know you use panels here and abstract colors that really make it pop. So the costumes and the props, like the telephone hour, those look like Skittles up there.
Yeah, but, definitely. You definitely see a lot of color but like I said, the actors make the color even pop more because of their costumes, their faces, and just some of the props that they use really bring everything out.
Absolutely. You know, the question I was wondering when I was looking at that set design and knowing that you're going to have a large cast with the dancing and the singing, did any of your staging, did your vision change, or were you able to take advantage of some of the unique staging opportunities for the dance numbers and things like that?
Yeah, actually, I mean, when we first started out, we had a show going on while we were rehearsing, so it was kind of hard to see where everything was, and we only had a model to really say, okay, we're going back to the model, this is where you are, and blah, 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 blah. But as the whole set got built and everything, we noticed that it was a much bigger platform than what we were expecting, and some of my dancers were like, you know, we have this going on and this going on, and now we have like a step and a big platform, what we're going to do. But they took it with a grain of salt, and they worked everything out so they could go all over the stage and use every single tier that they could.
That's probably a great problem to have, you know.
It's a great
giving
problem.
your dancers more space to explore and move and improvise. It must be that must be very nice for them to be able to let loose a little bit.
It is.
So, you know, it's obviously very important to that sort of chemistry when you have actors that come together and work really well together. And I'm sure most of the audience knows that so much goes on beyond the actors on stage. That chemistry, the working together of the crew and the cast and the staff working all together is just as critical. How did you find your staff, and how has that been working together?
You know, my staff, I chose back in, you know, when I first learned that I was directing it, I chose it right away so we could have that chemistry with us in order to get the chemistry on the stage. And to be honest, my assistant director, Megan Grogan, is awesome. I couldn't ask for a better assistant director. She's my calm. When my blood pressure started to rise, she was like, okay, just breathe, let's think about this. Where I would be running one rehearsal upstairs and she would do it downstairs, and then we would switch. So this is her first assistant directing role, and I'm so happy that I was the first, you know, director to give her that chance, and she has done a magnificent job.
That's great.
So my assistant director has been great. My music director has been, you know, helpful, you know, getting the cast ready to sing and do what they need to do. My stage manager is my best friend in real life. I actually honestly could not have built my set or run backstage without him. He has basically built the set that Jason Kramer has designed, all basically by himself.
I've not seen him not here when I've been here. I mean,
yes, he's been here every day. Even when we're not, he's here.
Yes.
And like I said, Megan and Jeff have been my pinpoint people, and I honestly would not have been able to put all this together without them.
That's fabulous. It's wonderful to have that kind of support and dedication from your staff, and really allowing the whole thing to come together, and also working with your best friend. You can't get much better.
Yeah,
than
you can't you can't get mad at each other. You know, like you just kind of say, well, he's my best friend, or she's my best friend, and you know, like I said, I couldn't have done my set or any of the backstage without him. My costumers, Sarah Sperling and Cassandra Maravito, they have worked very hard to get everyone costumed and color to match the stage and to do everything. And so they worked from day one together, and they did a fabulous job. You
know, we're coming really close to opening night, and at the time we're filming this, just the finishing touches are being put on there, and the excitement's getting there. So curtain's going to be open up. Actually, by the time we record this, curtain's going to open up this weekend. Opening night. There you go. Your first audience is in there to see what you've created. You know, what do you want them to be saying to themselves, or even to each other, really, when they're walking out the door after the performance?
Honestly, the main thing I want them to do and to feel and to say, I guess, is, wow, that was a lot of fun. I remember that show. I remember, going back there, or even for the young kids, the younger generation. That was awesome. I want to, and for little boys, I want to be like Conrad or Hugo, or
Yeah.
for little girls, I want to be like Kim or Rosie.
Yeah.
Just for that, the audience to have fun.
Mhm.
And that's basically what this musical's all about. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely, it's a toe tapping, a romp through a bunch of that music of the period and all that. Yeah, it's a simpler time where girls were pinned and all that. It's just,
Yep, which unfortunately nowadays doesn't happen.
yeah, that's right. That's right. So please, we invite you to join us here with Bye Bye Birdie, the culminating musical of our 2011-2012 season. We open up on June 1st, Friday night is opening night. We run Friday, Saturday, Sunday through until when's closing night?
June 23rd.
June
Saturday.
23rd, that's right. So if you want, you can hit our website. We're going to put that down here on the screen to make sure you pick up your tickets now. Musicals here are very, very popular at Footlighters. You're going to make sure you're not disappointed or left out. So you can hit the website, buy your tickets ahead of time now for any of the performances that are coming up, and the tickets are $15 at the door. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm looking forward to the show. It's going to be a great
Me too.
time. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Will.
Carmen. Thank you.